This is Graveyard Ghosts, and I am at the top of a very steep hill in the Greenbrier area of the Great Smoky Mountains. We are approaching the Friendship Cemetery. There used to also be a Friendship Church not far from here back in the 1800s. This is one of those hidden graveyards amongst the 150 in the Great Smoky Mountains. And we'll take a little walk through and look at some of the stones. Here's an example of an old headstone that was hand etched, and then later relatives of today put a newer marker in. But I'll get you a closer look so you can kind of see the hand carving. They were born in 1883 and passed in 1914. Go up toward the back. Another hand-etched gravestone. You can see the beautiful trees that are in bloom now from the springtime. And in the back it seems to go up in the woods. Another example of an old headstone along with the footstone. Some of the Whaleys are buried in the back here, another popular name in the Smoky Mountain era and still of today. And still more graves in the back, more Whaleys. This one was an infant, not even 10 months old. A very large area though with the footstone and the headstone. More in the back. And this Greenbrier area is beautiful because a few of the cemeteries are covered with this green moss. These in the back here are more stone markings. And then as you can see, they're not legible, but the funeral home, and it's hard to tell how old these are, the funeral home has put name plaques here on these ones in the back. This old one is very faintly hand etched where you can see the name written in it. And this one is not legible anymore, but you can see where it was written on also. There's a downward view of the cemetery. Probably the way this one is laid out, there's probably a few unmarked graves throughout the area also. And that's part of it. It's hard to tell, but a lot of times in the grassy areas, if there's no grass growing for whatever reason, that sometimes is a sign of where there's a grave. So you normally want to watch where you step going through so you don't go through a sunken grave. Over here's a lamb, sign of an infant grave. Shows innocence, and they were less than 3 years old. And here's some of that area where there's some vacant areas, and there's stones all the way down and to the side here, but there's none in front to the side where I'm walking. But sometimes the sign is like right here in front of me. You can see all these leaves. That's where it's sunken in a little, so probably most likely the way the path of the tombstones are, there's an unknown marking there, and probably the same thing over here in this area. And if I pan up here, there's probably more right there. It's hard to tell on film, but that is sunken in a little bit. And then over here, the same. And again, this was the Friendship Cemetery, located in the Greenbrier area of the Great Smoky Mountains, just outside of Gatlinburg.